I stood frozen in our kitchen, staring at my father like I'd never seen him before. "You're getting married," I whispered to her. Dad shifted his weight, avoiding my eyes. "Nola, I know this is sudden. My voice cracked. "Mom's been gone for 8 months. 8 months, Dad." He ran a hand through his graying hair, the same gesture he'd used when he told me Mom had cancer. When he told me the treatments weren't working. When he held my hand at her funeral. "Your mother wanted me to be happy," he said quietly. "Don't." I gripped the counter behind me. "Don't use Mom to justify this." My father, Marcus Chen, 52 years old, successful architect, devoted husband for 25 years. Or so I thought. Now he stood in front of me announcing he was marrying Vanessa Drake, his assistant, who'd started working at his firm just 2 years ago. A woman who brought casseroles to our house while Mom was dying. A woman who was only 34 years old. 12 years older than me. "I loved your mother more than anything," Dad said, his voice thick. "But she's gone, Nola, and I'm still here, I'm still alive. Barely 8 months," I repeated, my hand shaking. Everyone will think you were cheating, that you were with her while Mom was. "I don't care what people think." "Well, I do." The words exploded out of me. "I care that my father is replacing my mother with someone young enough to be his daughter. I care that you're throwing away everything Mom built with you." Dad's jaw tightened. "I'm not throwing anything away. The wedding's in 6 weeks," he continued. "I'm telling you now because I want you there. I want you to be my best woman." The world tilted. "You're what? Vanessa doesn't have much family." "Small wedding. Intimate." I thought I hoped you could stand beside me. I laughed, a bitter sound that didn't feel like it came from me. "You want me to celebrate this? To smile and pretend I'm happy while you marry someone who's basically my age?" "She's not your age. She's a grown woman with her own career. She's your employee, Dad. She works for you. Do you not see how messed up this is?" My phone buzzed on the counter. A text from my best friend, Sage. "Coffee tomorrow?" "Need to." Then about my family drama, lol, if only she knew. "I need you to try," Dad said, stepping closer. "For me, your mother would want." "Stop." I held up my hand. "Stop telling me what Mom would want. You don't get to use her memory to manipulate me into accepting this. I'm not manipulating you. I'm asking you to understand." "Understand what?" "That you couldn't even wait a year. That Mom's clothes are still in your closet, but you're already moving someone else into her life." Dad's face hardened. "This is my life, Nola. Mine. I've grieved. I've suffered. And I've decided I don't want to be alone. So get a dog." My voice rose to a shout. "Join a book club. Go to therapy. Don't marry someone half your age. 6 weeks from now, the decision is made." His tone went cold, formal, the voice he used with difficult clients. "Vanessa is going to be my wife. I'm telling you now, not asking your permission." "Then why are you even here?" Tears burned behind my eyes. I refused to let them fall. "Why tell me at all?" "Because you're my daughter. Because I love you. Because I want you at my wedding. I won't go." The words came out steady, final. "I won't stand there and watch you betray Mom's memory." "Nola, get out." I turned away from him, gripping the counter so hard my knuckles went white. "Get out of my apartment. Sweetheart. Please get out." The door closed softly behind him. I stood there, alone in my kitchen, the silence crushing. Then the tears came. The next morning, I woke to 17 missed calls. Most were from Dad, 3 from Vanessa herself, 1 from my Aunt Linda, Mom's sister. I called Linda back first. "Nola, honey," she answered immediately. "Your father told me what happened." "He told you he's replacing Mom?" Linda sighed. "He told me you're upset. About the wedding." "Upset?" I laughed bitterly. "That's what he's calling it. Listen to me." Her voice went serious. "I know how this looks. I know how it feels. Your mother was my baby sister. Losing her nearly destroyed me. Then how can you be okay with this?" "I'm not okay with it." She paused. "But I also can't tell your father how to live." "Neither can you. He wants me to be his best woman, Linda. He wants me to stand up there and celebrate while he marries his assistant who's young enough to." "I know, baby. I know. Mom's only been gone 8 months. Your father is in pain," Linda said quietly. "People in pain make terrible decisions. They grab onto anything that makes them feel less alone. So I'm supposed to just accept it?" "I'm saying you have a choice. You can cut him off and lose your only living parent. Or you can set boundaries and keep the relationship alive." I close my eyes. I don't know if I can watch him do this. Then don't go to the wedding. But don't cut him out completely. You'll regret it, Nola. I promise you'll regret it. After we hung up, I stared at my phone. Vanessa's voicemail notification blinked at me. Against my better judgment, I pressed play. Nola, hi. It's Vanessa. Her voice was soft, uncertain. I know you're angry. I understand. I want you to know I'm not trying to replace your mom. I could never. She was an incredible woman. Your dad talks about her all the time. I paused. I love him, Nola. I really do. I know the timing is awful. But grief doesn't follow a schedule. Neither does love. I'm sorry this is hurting you. That's the last thing I want. Please call me back. Please. I deleted it immediately. Over the next 2 weeks, my father's messages went from pleading to frustrated to cold. I thought you were more mature than this. Your mother would be disappointed in your behavior. Vanessa is trying to reach out. The least you could do is respond. Each message made me angrier. He was turning me into the villain. Like I was the unreasonable one for being upset that he was marrying someone barely older than me less than a year after Mom died. I threw myself into work. I was a junior graphic designer at a marketing firm, and I took on every project nobody else wanted. Late nights. Weekends. Anything to avoid thinking about my father's wedding approaching like a storm. Sage noticed. You're going to burn out, she said over lunch one Wednesday. You've been here until midnight every night this week. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're avoiding something. She leaned forward. Talk to me. So I told her everything. Jesus, Sage breathed when I finished. Your dad's getting married. Already in 4 weeks now. And he wants you to be his best woman. Wanted. Past tense. We're not really speaking anymore. Sage's eyes went wide. Nola, he's your dad. He's also making the worst decision of his life. Maybe. She stirred her iced coffee thoughtfully. Or maybe he's just lonely and scared and handling grief in a completely messed up way. You're supposed to be on my side. I am on your side. I'm also asking, what do you actually want here? Do you want to lose your dad forever? Or do you want to find a way through this? I want him to not marry Vanessa. That's not going to happen. So what's option B? I didn't have an answer. 3 days later, I got a text from an unknown number. Hi Nola. This is Vanessa. Can we meet? Please. Just coffee. 30 minutes. I need to talk to you. I stared at the message for hours. Every instinct screamed to delete it. Block the number. Pretend it never happened. But Antlinda's voice echoed in my head. You'll regret it. I texted back tomorrow. Twapham. Bluebird Cafe. Vanessa arrived exactly on time. She looked different than I remembered. Smaller somehow. Her dark hair pulled back in a simple ponytail. No makeup. Dark circles under her eyes. She looked like someone who hadn't been sleeping. Thank you for coming, she said as she sat down. I wasn't sure you would. I'm not sure why I did. Vanessa ordered a black coffee. Her hand shook slightly as she wrapped them around the cup. Your dad doesn't know I'm here, she began. He'd be furious if he found out. Why are you here then? She looked at me directly for the first time. Because you're right. I blinked. What to your right? The timing is terrible. It looks awful. If I were you, I'd hate me too. I don't hate you. The words surprised me. I don't even know you. Then let me tell you who I am. Vanessa took a shaky breath. I'm a 34-year-old woman who fell in love with her boss, which is inappropriate and clear and everything you think it is, but I didn't plan it. I didn't want it, but it happened. It happened. She nodded. After your mother passed, not before, never before. I need you to believe that. Why should I? Because it's the truth. Tears welled in her eyes. Your mother was kind to me. When she was sick, she'd still come to the office sometimes. She'd ask about my life, my family. She treated me like a person, not just Marcus's assistant. The last time I saw her, she told me to take care of him. My throat tightened. That sounded exactly like something Mom would say. I didn't think she meant like this, Vanessa continued. I tried to keep my distance after she died. I really did. But your dad was drowning, Nola. He was showing up to work barely functioning, missing meetings, forgetting to eat. So you swooped in. I cared about him. Her voice broke. I cared about both of them. And when she was gone, he was lost. And I guess I was lost too. My mom died when I was 23. I know what that grief looks like. I studied her face, looking for manipulation, for lies. I found only exhaustion. I know. You think I'm too young for him, Vanessa said. I know it looks bad. But age is just a number. What matters is that we understand each other. We've both lost people we love. We both know how short life is. He's moving too fast. I know. She looked down at her coffee. I've told him that. I've suggested waiting. Postponing. He won't listen. Why not? Because he's terrified. Vanessa's voice dropped to a whisper. He's terrified that if he waits, if he slows down, he'll fall apart completely. The wedding is something to focus on. Something concrete. Without it, he'd just be drowning in grief. I felt something crack open in my chest. That's not healthy. I know. That's why I'm here. Vanessa leaned forward. I need your help, Nola. I can't be the one to tell him to slow down. He'll think I don't want to marry him. But you're his daughter. He'll listen to you. He won't. We're barely speaking. He misses you. She pulled out her phone, showed me a photo, my father alone in his study, staring at a framed picture of the three of us, Mom, Dad, and me from 5 years ago. He looks at this every night. He's heartbroken that you won't talk to him. Tears spilled down my cheeks before I could stop them. I'm not asking you to accept this, Vanessa said softly. I'm not even asking you to like me. I'm just asking you to talk to him. Tell him he's moving too fast. Tell him to postpone the wedding. Tell him to go to therapy. Why would you want to postpone your own wedding? Because I love him. She said it simply, and I don't want him making decisions out of fear. I want him to marry me because he's ready, not because he's running from grief. That evening, I drove to my father's house for the first time in 3 weeks. I sat in the driveway for 10 minutes, gathering courage. Finally, I knocked. Dad opened the door, shock clear on his face. Nola, can we talk? He stepped aside wordlessly. The house looked different. Vanessa's things scattered throughout. A yoga mat by the window. Different throw pillows on the couch. Small changes that felt enormous. I met with Vanessa today, I said. Dad's expression shuddered. She told me. I asked her not to contact you. I'm glad she did. He looked surprised. You are, Dad. Sit down, please. We sat across from each other, the coffee table between us like a barrier. I don't want you to marry Vanessa, I said carefully. Not because I don't think you love her, not because I think she's a bad person, but because I think you're making this decision for the wrong reasons. Nola, let me finish. I took a breath. Mom died 8 months ago. You haven't processed that. You haven't grieved properly. You're using this wedding as a distraction, and that's not fair to anyone, not to Vanessa, not to me, and not to yourself. I've grieved, Dad said quietly, every single day. Grief doesn't have a timeline, but rushing into a marriage isn't healing. It's avoidance. What do you want me to do? His voice cracked. Tell me what you want. Postpone the wedding. Go to therapy. Take time to actually process losing Mom. And then, if you still want to marry Vanessa in a year or two, I'll support you. I'll even stand beside you. Dad's eyes filled with tears. I can't postpone. Why not? Because if I start moving, if I slow down, I'll remember. His voice broke completely. I'll remember her laugh. The way she smelled. How she held my hand when she was scared. I'll remember that she's gone and she's never coming back. And I can't survive that, Nola. I can't. I moved to sit beside him, taking his hand. You can. I promise you can, but not like this. I don't want to be alone. You're not alone. You have me. You have Aunt Linda. You have friends. And you have Vanessa. She's not going anywhere. Dad, she told me herself. She said that. I nodded. She loves you. Real love waits. Dad cried then. Really cried for the first time since Mom's funeral. I held him while he shook, while years have held back. Grief poured out of him. I miss her so much, he sobbed. Every day, every minute. I know, I miss her too. The wedding was postponed. Dad started therapy 3 times a week. He took a leave of absence from work. Vanessa moved back to her own apartment, though they still saw each other regularly. It wasn't easy. Some days Dad called me crying. Some days he was angry. Some days he seemed okay. But slowly, painfully, he started healing for real. 6 months later, I met Vanessa for coffee again. How is he? I asked. Better. She smiled softly. Really better. He talks about your mom now, tells stories, laughs when he remembers funny moments. He's not running anymore, and you too, we're good, taking it slow, no wedding date yet. She paused. When we do get married, though, would you come? I thought about it. About everything that had happened. About Mom's memory. About Dad's journey through grief. About Vanessa's patience and love. Yeah, I said finally. Yeah, I'd come. Really, you stood by him through all this. You supported him getting help instead of rushing into marriage. That tells me who you are. I met her eyes. I might never call you Mom, but I think we could be family. Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. I'd like that. A year and a half after Mom died, Dad and Vanessa got married. It was small. Intimate. Nothing like the rushed wedding that had almost happened. I stood beside my father as his best woman. When the officiant asked if anyone objected, I stayed silent. Because I'd learned something through all of this. Grief makes people do impossible things. Love makes people brave enough to wait. And family means showing up even when it's hard. Dad squeezed my hand during the vows. I squeezed back. Mom was still gone. That pain would never completely fade. But we were learning to live with it. And sometimes that's enough.